All right, well, so far so good, guys. We've got a high here in the pre-market, and we already nailed this green ellipse that we drew a few days ago. So we're coming in at the very bottom of that green ellipse right now. But what I'll be looking to do is this. There's going to be another rally, probably back to the high here in the first half hour, like out of the open. And in the midst of that move, I'll be looking to close the long positions that I have. And I'll be looking to open up a short, which I could probably close for a day trade here. And then it looks like we might see it one more time. It's possible. But you can see we have the Priestess and the Virtue card again today. So we're doing this kind of like back and forth kind of stuff going on. We had the Priestess and the Virtue card here. We have the correlation to the Priestess and the Virtues card again. The cross-root incongruency again here. So I think this third high correlation is probably talking more about this move higher through resistance. We stay above it briefly, break back down with the full retracement. And then it looks like and some, because we have this sharp decline here into like an 11 o'clock or a 12 o'clock low, somewhere around there. That's where I am right now. I'll be looking to close out of these really soon. Hey guys, if you're just hopping up on, I was just saying how we've already met the requirement for this green ellipse. We hit the bottom end of it. I think we'll probably come back to it again though. It's kind of weird how it's only over the first part like that. It should really be like this. Well, I won't move it now. So there's another move to the upside here, back to a high. Probably between 10 and 11, or maybe closer to 10. Well, it'll be a move higher through resistance. We'll stay above it briefly, break back down through it with a full retracement, and then we'll continue further to the downside into a low around somewhere between 11 and 12. It'll be a pretty sharp drop. So you could open up when I close these longs at a high again. I'll be looking to open up a short probably for a day trade there. Let me see. Yeah, probably open up for a short day trade there. when I close the long positions. But overall, it should be pretty mixed. You can see how we've got this high, 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 right? There's like 3 of them because we go back and forth like this. That's the virtue card. And then this out of this low here between 11 and 12, there's likely to be a really big move back to the ups, like to a high at the around 2 o'clock maybe. Hey, Hamza. I'll answer your question when I'm done trading, my friend. I don't want to get distracted here. Excuse me, guys. I'm so sorry. Oops. Oops. All right, so Bitcoin. So at some point, either today or overnight, like into tomorrow, there should be a really big move here to the downside. Not so sure that we're going to hit lowest lows based on how we didn't move enough just yet, but the Princess of Discs does allow for a pretty big move, so it's possible that we go from a low and then there's a high correlation here too, which is the tricky thing, because the Princess of Discs doesn't usually indicate a big move in both directions. It's usually a big move in one direction. I mean, either direction, but only one of them, if that makes sense. So little tricky there. Little tricky there. Pretty solid up until the 20th. No, that's a unicursal down. Prudence card near the low. Art card, sun card. Yeah, this is really solid, guys. So this should turn around here. This is probably going to end up being a pretty big decline here. And then tomorrow being the Princess of Discs. And you can see there's also a day trade possibility here on the 27th based on the two purple correlations. Yeah, that's a pretty strong indication of a big move or a lot of price change when you see a day trade opportunity like that. Interesting. I would have expected more of a move to the upside by now. And what's a little concerning is the translucent orange correlations. Oh, excuse me. No, they're not yellow. That's not concerning. That's not concerning. Maybe a little concerning. Not too much, though. I mean, what they're indicating is a decline kind of energy, but there's more bullish here, and then we've got another high. So I'm gonna write out whatever happens here. Because this technically right here, technically could be a love card move, but it would be really, really like small and kind of like ahead of time by about 25 minutes. So not so sure that that's the case. Probably what we're seeing is this orange energy here, which is to the downside, revisiting a support level. And then we should have this move out of it, I think. Hey, Joe. Hey, Proof. You know what? I probably should have closed out because that was an Ace of Wands. It's a little late now, though, so I'll just wait for that second high. But really, I should have taken the trade opportunity thinking about it. I sat down a little too late, didn't get enough time to really think it through. But I think it would have been better to take the close the longs there and not have to deal with this mess. But there is another high coming, so I'm not overly concerned about it. And if you're just hopping on, this is where we're at right now. And I think I'm probably going to just close out of this 520 call just to be on the safe side because I am a little bit over invested here. And I'll take it while there's still a profit. So I don't get it. I don't find myself in like kind of like scared out like over risk tolerance behavior. It'll look... Or should I just bite the bullet and wait? There is a move here coming to the upside. Yeah, so we revisited a support. That's that. We actually did it in the pre-market, and then we did it here out of the open. That's that orange correlation. See, this is kind of like the translucent colors other than the translucent yellow are kind of like a new addition to SO meta-analysis, more of like a kind of like experimental thing. But what you see sometimes is like this card is nullified, the theme card from the prior day, and it has correlations here. Sometimes what you'll see is the energies of the nullified card carry over to the correlations of the next day, and that seems to be what took place just now. Hey, 80s hairbands forever. Hey, it was luck. When do I see a drawdown for Bitcoin commencing today? Somewhere between like 4 and 8 in the morning, UTC. Sorry, not 4 and 8 in the morning. Between 4 and 8 in the evening, actually, like PM. But it's UTC, so whatever that like equates to. I don't usually go by UTC, but for something like that, it's UTC. So that would be like what? Like 16 to 1800 hours, something like that. How's gold looking for April? I just want to be careful not to get distracted, guys, because I'm trying to get out of a trade here. I don't want to miss my opportunity. Wow, I read that one wrong. Definitely read that one wrong. Not going to be right all the time, guys, but we do have a high here in April, so probably what we see is this continuation. Man, but where's that fake out? Where's that fake out? There's a fake out in late March. Little difficult here, guys. We had a trough in mid-March, but I would have expected to see much more of a trough. That does indicate a pretty bullish kind of overall trend right now. And we should finish near a peak, and then in April... okay, there is a decline. It's kind of like... in like the maybe in like the first week of April, and then we have this big move out of the lows to the highs, and the highs should be pretty big move. I mean, it should be those should be the highs of the year. Um, and so the high in January is an important price level. You could see we kind of already have it as an important price level, but this is a this is kind of this correlates to the Ace of Swords and the Princess of Swords pretty strongly. So we probably see this price level here of 2055 several times throughout the year. FYI. XPRT big move. Hopefully it comes in the second or third quarter. Come on, my man. Let's go to the upside here. Did I miss it? I thought I had XPRT on here. Where are we getting the big move from? I thought it was the altcoin picker reading. Did I miss it? Oh, there it is. Yeah, so it's probably the second quarter, and it'll be out of a low. It'll be a big move out of a low, and it'll take us to a high very likely there. We'll establish support with sideways rotation, and then there's like on a multi-year scale probably, or at least a 1 year scale, and then there'll be this big move to a high. I wouldn't wait past a high in like the second or beginning of the third quarter, somewhere second, third quarter. I wouldn't hold past that. This is a cash out indication. You know, it could be like sometimes the high in the pre-market will be higher than the highs indicated throughout the day. Like this could end up being the high from the open, actually. In which case, there's probably a pretty sharp drop there. I think I'm going to roll out of that one before I lose the opportunity and start sweating myself. So that puts me back in like a comfortable position as far as like cash versus risk. It's not exactly that bad because I'm playing both sides of the market, but I am long heavy. But the reason why I did that is not so much because I think I won't get an opportunity later to sell that one at a higher price level. It's more so I'm managing my own risk tolerance, guys. If you're new to trading, this is super, super important. Like one of the most important things about trading, period. Managing risk tolerance. Okay, so I understand that at a certain level, if the market moves against me, even if it's just temporarily, it's going to reduce the money in my account at a rate fast enough to scare me out of a position, even though I'm confident it'll turn around. Does that make sense? I'm anticipating like my own weaknesses ahead of time and preventing something from that happening by doing defensive trading. In other words, closing out of a position while it's still a profit, even though there's a very good chance it'll be at a higher profit, because I don't want to risk having to sell because I got scared out before that other opportunity happens. Hopefully that makes sense. And see, you can see we're probably going to turn around right here, but it was still the smart thing to do if you ask me. I'm still long heavy for sure. If it was to go the other way and I was only $700 cash, you know, this would reduce much faster. And it wouldn't leave me with a lot of space to like $700 cash is kind of, you know, not that 1,000 is much better, but based on the amount in the account. And this put here is not so much because I'm anticipating like some like I wasn't so much advised to open this put when I opened it. I opened this more so to manage risk tolerance, if that makes sense. If there's a sharp drop, which there's likely to be somewhere during the week, if there is, this will maintain my ability to hold on to these. And also, I'll be able to take in a profit. Probably the sharp drop, the profit from this would outweigh the loss of these two most likely. Here we go. This should be it because we're going into the 10 o'clock hour now. And see, I read this a little wrong in the morning where if the high correlation was around the Sun card and not the Ace of Wands, that would have indicated that we were going to move out of the open into a high. But the high correlation was actually on the open. The Sun card came after the high correlation, indicating that this move higher would come after the high. So these were probably combined, actually, these two highs. But that does still leave us with this high here. So I'm not overly concerned right now. I'm feeling pretty good about where we're positioned. When is the best time to close a Tesla long? Guys, I didn't skip you. I'm just taking care of the paid member first. They're paying for priority answers, so just got to take care of them real quick. Oh, this is what I want. Why is it so hard for me to see that one? For whatever reason, I always miss it. It was luck. Are you talking about like to close the Tesla long in the month of March, or just like what time scale are you talking? If anybody wants to keep an eye on SPY while I'm looking at something else, that would be very helpful. I'm looking for it to make a new high or the same high as the pre-market. Hmm. So you probably get an opportunity on the 27th. If not the 27th, it'll be like early to midday on the 28th. But there's probably even a better opportunity in April. Hmm. This is interesting. I've never seen this line. Like, what is this? Why are there two lines in my RSI? I've never seen that before. That's so weird. I'm gonna have to look into that. Has that always been there? I feel like that hasn't always been there. It has always been there. How did I miss that? So funny, my God. I feel like I'm going crazy. All right, so Tesla long. Within 2 weeks. So this is probably the resistance that we move through. And I would say that the high's probably not going to be the same high. We're probably going to break through this resistance momentarily, is my sense. All right, so there's that March lowest low in the earlier part of March that was pretty solid. We're on our way to a high here, so I wouldn't close it in March. I would wait for a high in April at least. Well, maybe right on the cusp of March April would be a good day to close. there's like a trough in the first week of April. We established some support probably back at lowest lows. Okay, so it's a little tricky here. We might see the lowest low again. We might not. These could be combined. So we might not see the lowest low again. But I think we'll probably see a little trough in the first week. And then we should have another like established support and a big move to a highest high that'll take place probably. I think it's probably going to be in May and not so much in April. It'll either be like in April and then even higher in May, or it'll be in May. This is like on a 1 year chart scale. But if we end up at the lowest low again, I would definitely pick up a long position there. And before then, if we see a highest high for the year, and I would probably I would probably not count this piece right here. Reason being is that like the beginning of January on the 1 year ended up being the end of 2023, and late January is where we started. So it's a little kind of on the edge. To be on the safe side, I would use this price level here as the highest high of the year, just from a price level standpoint to be prudent. And what I'd want to see is an opportunity to sell at that price level around the cusp of March. And if I didn't see it in March, I'd wait until I saw it in April, May. All right, so do I see SHIB coin coming down tomorrow? Are we off on SHIB as well? I feel like we were slightly off on Bitcoin as of yesterday. Not exactly, like we could just be a day behind really. Let's take a look and see. Usually when we're wrong, guys, if you're new to the channel, you could probably just ask one of the new people and they'll verify this. But when I'm wrong, it's usually not like dead ass wrong. Like it's usually like I was off like a day, or we didn't come quite to a low, but there was still a trough. You know, it's never like just straight up wrong. So that's something to be like aware of, because it helps with trading decisions when we do seem to be off. Don't have the attitude where it's like he's either right or he's wrong. Like he can either do it or he can't. Like that's archaic. That's not the way reality works. There's all different shades of color and shade in between. Why is this not marked? What the heck? There's no way I haven't done this already this year. Okay, so there's that high, right? This is the high right here on the 26th. And we should see a pretty big decline from this high into a trough. It looks like it's probably on the 27th. We might also see it here on the 26th. But there's a trough, a trough towards the end of the day on the 27th. And then this really notable rally out of that trough. It's like a failed attempt at resistance, breaking resistance right here. We decline into the trough. And then out of the trough. Something like that. And then very likely we go back, like we rally here. Pretty big move. Somewhere within this range. Oh, son of a... Wow, that pisses me off. This is why I can't be answering questions while I'm trading, guys. Where's the money? Where's the money? So aggravating. But like I said, we wanted to use this as the high, right? We broke through it momentarily, and then we went into this sharp drop here. Full retracement. So aggravating. Oh, talk about... And I was going to pick up a put, but I guess not. And here we go. We're going to turn around anyways, right? Fantastic. So aggravating. I'm going to get whipsawed right here. No, I'm not. Sorry, guys. I need to recoup. That really pissed me off. I have the worst ADD in the world, guys. You gotta understand, like... I probably popped it too early. This is what scared me when I saw that drop. But either way, there's a low coming up. And that's where I will close out of these puts. I'll take a day trade and I'll open up another long position to close here tomorrow on the 27th. So I might have to like watch it go against me for a little bit, but last thing I want to do is start making like, you know, all sorts of, oh, well, it's doing this now, let me make a decision. Oh, well, it's doing this now, let me make a decision. That is the absolute wrong way to trade. You will lose your money, my friends. You don't want to bet based on what the market is doing right now. You want to bet based on what the market's going to do. It's important to remember that and not get reactive. So that's why I calmed myself and I assessed and I looked for the most reliable, nearest most reliable point in the prediction, which is to trade at a low. And so that's what I bet for. And once we hit that low, I'll be much more off, like much more at ease at that point. All right, so where were we? SHIB. Okay, so we did that. When does Bitcoin bottom in 2024? In April, I'm pretty sure. April or actually May. Let me double check. So this bottom here, there's a couple ways that this could have been read. Matter of factly, that might be what threw us off just a little while ago. Let's take a look. Yeah, see, matter of factly, that's probably what threw us off. So I'm taking this to be a low. Well, you know what, though? There's a trough coming. So let me look at this again on a March level before I doubt myself here. I might just be off on this low, guys. I might be off on this low, I'll tell you. Because looking at it now, I could see how I read it that way. But my sense is that... What the heck? What I'm finding is that, like, this stone here, rather than being relevant to March, is more so relevant to the beginning of the year based on this card. Putting the low here in January, which it was. There should still be some trough here. There was a trough mid-month. There should really still be a trough here, guys. There really should be. It might not be a low, though. It could be something like this. I'm gonna reassess. I mean, that Princess of Discs means there's a lot of price change here, guys. It really does. And I have this whole area circled off for the low in actuality, so we still very much could be within range of seeing this sharp drop. But it's probably something like that. Matter of fact, it could even be like that. Somewhere within that range. So it could stop right here, in other words. It's somewhere within this range. It doesn't mean it fills the whole thing. Like, to give you an example, right? We just tapped it. Like I said, we're going to go against me. I'm waiting for the low, and then I'll hop back in on the right side of the market. Right now, I'm on the wrong side of the market because I panicked. You have to remain poised. Remember, buy low, sell high. So where does it bottom? And then there's the other thing is this. I feel pretty confident that I missed this. I might have said there's a trough here, but this is probably a low here. I did this reading so long ago. I feel like even since then I've gotten so much better. It wasn't that long ago, but it was long enough. I do so many readings. I definitely do over 100 readings a month. Definitely over. And I do a lot more readings than I record and post as well. There's like ones that, there's ones that have even been recorded but haven't been posted because they're not edited yet. So if I'm wrong, guys, and we don't have a lowest low here, I mean, this was actually supposed to be a lowest low for the year. So this is definitely wrong. This has to do with this right here. And that's my bad, guys. It's going to happen occasionally. But what that probably means, and don't get me wrong, we still have a trough, but it doesn't look like it's a lowest low. And that's probably why that price level was so like, I don't know about that. You know, there you go. There's a good example. But in any ways, so what we're probably going to see is after a little bit of a drop here, somewhere within this range, we should see these highs in April. So hopefully people got hopped on the bandwagon here with the full card at the low in February. That's why it's called the full card, because it marks like there was an opportunity here to open a long and you could close it there, but there's a huge opportunity here to close it there, right? So hopefully people hopped on with the full card. If they didn't, no big deal. We have another trough here. It's probably not in May. It's probably on the cusp of May, June there. And then there should be like this pretty big move into July's high. And then I think the high for the year, are you being chatty? Okay, well, so the way that I would look at this is that the high that forms here in April, we revisit it here in July, or it's a higher high. I think we probably revisit it here in July. And then this high here in July, we see the same high or a higher high. It's not going to be lower here. It's probably higher. But it's either the same high or a higher high going into like... Actually, it's probably the same high or higher high, and then there's an even higher high than either of these two. Even if these were the same high, The high here in November is probably even higher. And it does look like we're turning around here, guys. So be careful. Like, remember what I said. When I'm wrong, I never am I like dead ass wrong. So it's not like we're gonna like be like completely off base. There should be some sort of like detour before the high here. And then in April there's the death card. So let's keep that in mind as well. Let me look at that. So we should be coming up on a pretty significant turnaround here. And also, let's remember, I also got the unicursal hexagram as clairvoyant impression when I was actually placing the cards and photographing the reading. So that sharp drop I don't think has actually happened. I got faked out right here. But I think it comes very, very soon. Very, very soon. And like I said, the high, this high here midday, I don't think we're going to come back up to the highs of the pre-market because we have the Ace of Wands there. We don't have the Ace of Wands here, right? If we had the Ace of Wands here, it would indicate that there was a better opportunity here to open a short than here. But it was over here, right? So that means that we have a high, but probably not a highest high. And we should have a pretty sharp drop off of that relatively soon because we're coming up on the half hour. And I think we should already be moving into a trough. We should already be seeing a trough before the end of the hour. And then we go lower. So I think we're probably in the midst of it right now, guys. So I cost averaged down a little bit. I'm glad that I did that, and it wasn't really the worst the worst place to do it. When I cost averaged down, the loss here was only like $60, so it really hasn't moved that much. And I think we're probably turning around here. I could have panicked even more and bought calls. That would have been like the total rookie move. I recognized right away that I was making reactive decisions. Stopped what I was doing before I put more money into the market and risked more. And I just, what's the smartest next move? And that was it. Doesn't mean that you're always going to be right, but you made the smart move. And now we seem to be turning around. So what's the next one on the list here? Hey, Chad. Hey, Cal3. I might have not said hello to you guys. I got so distracted. Slurf coin for April in general. So we should see sideways rotation that ends with a fast sudden move higher. Oh, cool, Chad. You're from Alaska. One of the 2 states in the U.S. I have yet to visit. My theory is that I saved the best for last. That's Colorado and Alaska. I'm a diehard New Yorker. But I haven't been to Colorado or Alaska. And Alaska, someday, I hope you own land there, my man. Because Alaska is going to be the most valuable land in the United States one day. By a landslide. By a landslide. When is the best time to close a Tesla long? It was Lex. Sorry, just saw your question, my man. Oh, I answered that one. I thought I was answering the other direction. I already answered that one. All right, got you. Um, Guidance on ASML. Trying to pick it up today. As far as today is concerned, is now a good time, or will ASML continue to dip today? Okay, so boom. Now that is what I'm talking about. How low do we go? Whoa, we go to 520.33 at least. This might be a sharper decline than I expected. But be careful, guys. Be very careful because this overall, we're going to end up near highs. It's a big move to the upside from the bottom of a range to the top of a range. So you want to get into a long position at the lows. No, you don't want to get into a long position at the lows. You want to close a short position at the lows. Yikes. You want to close a short position at the lows. Wow, this might be much more of a move than I expected, guys. ASML, right? I probably will not be able to answer everybody's question here today, guys, because I'm off at 11. So I apologize if I don't get to you. Um, oh, yeah, you definitely want to get in a long, definitely want to get in a long. So today's pretty volatile. I got the Ace of Swords. But I think we probably go higher tomorrow, lower the following day, and then probably higher again on Friday. As far as today is concerned, is now a good time to get in? No, it's not. What's going on with the April ETH on the website, Proof? What do you mean update? Is it not up? Hey, AV, is the Netflix nip over for the day? The low is probably somewhere right around 12 o'clock. Maybe sooner than that. But I don't think it's in yet. I think we probably hit this 520 here at least. Well, so there's actually 3 trade opportunities. But it looks like that Ace of Cups opportunity for the day trade is probably in. And then there's likely to be another reversal and we go lower tomorrow before hitting another high on the 28th. So it's probably something like this. Somewhere in that range tomorrow. And then probably like this. Will the Tesla high $200 anytime this week? Looking at the wrong one. I'm like, what the heck? I got a no for that. All right, so who are we back to? So guys, if you're thinking you got skipped, I'm coming back to you now. I just got to take care of the members with the star next to their name first because they're literally paying for priority response. If you guys are interested in that, we were. I know I mentioned we were going to reduce it, but we decided against that based on the timing and a few other factors. It's still really reasonable. I mean, considering the information that you're getting. All right, so if you're interested in getting one of those stars next to your name for priority response on our lives, you do so here on our channel. Just click on join. This producer one is going away. It doesn't give you any extra perks. We just kind of had it there by mistake, so don't bother with this one. It's going to disappear. This is the only paid membership, $150 a month, and it gets you priority access. And there also are going to be we technically only have one member right now, so we don't need to do it. But when we have multiple members, we'll start doing members only lives. Like when I'm trading, especially, I'm thinking what I'll start doing so that I don't get distracted. As I'll make the days when I'm trading, those lives will be members only. Okay, so this is... No, we're still going lower. There's like some price swinging here. Volatility and bearish price swings, possibly another sharp, like probably one sharp drop in here. So we have this drop, which is this ruin. We should see something lower. And there's also a sharp drop that stands out within a period of volatility for the Queen of Swords. There's also a sharp drop and or bearish price swings for the Moon card, so we should really see a lower price level here before we see a higher one. But we will come back to highs again towards the end of the day. All right, so who is next? Okay, I'll take care of that. Thank you, Proof. Thanks for letting me know. That should have been up a way long time ago. Oh, matter of fact, ETH Proof. ETH is one of the tickers that we're no longer covering on a monthly basis as of April. That's what that's about. But what I will be doing is covering it monthly with shorts and 1 years. I just don't have the time to do the monthly every month. It takes too much time. We're keeping Bitcoin, we're keeping Shibcoin, we're keeping XRP. Those are the cryptos. I'm like, why the hell isn't it up? And then I just remembered. Sorry to disappoint on that, but you can message me if it's like really, a big deal. Message me and we might be able to figure something else out. But I won't be able to pick it up again, my friend. Not at this time. When I have like a team that's doing all of the editing and whatnot, then we'll start picking up more tickers again. But until that time, I need to get it further ahead than I am. It's like I'm constantly like just playing 1 month behind. I should be playing 1 year behind, not 1 month behind, But I can't get that far ahead because, like, I just got so much demand so quickly there was never even an opportunity, Um, SHIB looks good at once 0.0004. Washington 34. We did SHIB. Did you ask about that, or was that somebody else? Yeah, we talked about SHIB. I would just at the end of the live, I would just scroll back. It was one of the earlier ones that we talked about, maybe in like the first 20-30 minutes. Not your fault, Chad. No need to apologize. Will Tesla go lower tomorrow? Yeah, that's what it looks like, right? It was Tesla that I was drawing, wasn't it? Oh, okay. Yeah, so there's a sharp drop about midday, but there'll be like a peak, a drop, and then a peak. And then we'll have like three pokes through the same trend line, followed by a sharp drop there on the 28th. But that very well might be off of a high. If there isn't a high there on the 28th, I would say that we'll see a high like very soon in April, and let's verify that. Oh wait, are we covering? I forget if we cover. No, we're not covering it, but I still have a spread for it. It looks like the April high is very likely in the second week, around like the second Wednesday. Oh, you don't understand ship for tomorrow? See, here's the April. It's just not marked up, but very strong possibility of a high right here. Whatever that date is, the 10th, on the 10th. Maybe even a higher one at the end of the week, but I would bank on the 10th as the high because this one's a little iffy here. All right, so we got Shibcoin. Damn, really off on that. These March readings were pretty solid, and then something goes a little haywire here. I still see a pretty big drop here. I just might put it here. And then that's followed by a big move to a high. And that high could be like, somewhere in this range. That doesn't mean that it's going to go all the way here. What I'm saying is that a high will form somewhere within this range. Often it tends to be the closer edge when I do these, but that has the possibility of going like all the way up there, maybe even higher, but probably somewhere around here. Hopefully that helps. And guys, I'm curious, how easy or difficult is it for you guys to read the actual numbers on the screen or like the words in the files? Can you guys read those? Or is it like too blurry? Because I feel like my streaming software doesn't it doesn't sometimes it doesn't I feel like it doesn't record it well and you can't read it almost. But that might just be my screen. I'm curious. You're welcome, Proof. Um, I don't know what you mean. These times are tomorrow's fragman, I think, about Bitcoin. I'm not sure what you mean. What do you mean fragman? Tomorrow fragsman. Oh, nice, Chad. Good to hear. Yeah, hold on to that land, man. And if you can pick up more, I mean, this, just to be clear, this could be like something. I think it's probably sooner than this, but the same way, like I do like a kind of like range that something will be in. Like when it becomes the most valuable land in the U.S., it could be like maybe 20 years. It could be 50 years. Like, but maybe even 100, but probably not. I think like your grandchildren would probably be very appreciative of that land being held on to. Come visit. Maybe I will someday, Chad. On Tesla will. Interesting. The quality on my channel only goes to 720. That's good to know. Now, it was like, try pausing the screen. Does it make it easier to read? I'm just curious. When you pause the screen, does it become much clearer? So on Tesla, will April have the same lows as March? I think that it'll probably be a slightly higher low in April. Just slightly higher. So like almost like the same lows. Maybe like it'll come to here or something. But then I think we probably have a matter of fact, it's probably the same low. It's probably the same low, but this is probably the all like the absolute low for the year. Not that we don't see it again, but very likely this is like the lowest, like the low in April, probably the same low as here. And if that's the case, this would be the lowest price level of the year. But it's a possibility it could be lower. There is a slight possibility it could be lower because this has a stronger cross-reading congruency and overarching correlation. See, they're like both this card and this card are very very strong, similar energies. But not only that, they both are cross-reading correlations to something on the multi-year spread to the preview card from the previous year. Interesting. Mmm. What a tricky day this is. I think I'm probably going to take a breather today. After, like, I'll get out at the end of the day today, take the day trade, get out, and I'm just going to chill for a while, I think. I need a breather. I should have made more money by this point than I did. I mean, we did okay, but it's a little annoying. The amount of effort put forth, I should have done a little better. Little rusty, I guess. What's next on there? I'm pretty sure I was referring to Netflix. Oh, because I hopped back to Netflix before I did Tesla? No, I knew I was talking about Netflix at the time. I was just kind of had like an afterthought. I was talking about Netflix. You mean this on the 10th? I was talking about Netflix. I think we probably have a pretty sharp price swing here. But this, it could be that this isn't the high, that this right here was this move and that the high wasn't in, right? Because we have this trough and then we could have the high and then that high would be followed by a really sharp drop to a lower price level, probably to here. So I'm looking to exit those shorts, those puts here, and then I'll probably stay out. I might be tempted to get back in I'll probably get tempted to buy a long position when I close those shorts. If I do, it'll be with the intention. It'll be like an at the money call with the intention of closing out here uh, in this Ace of Wands energy on the 27th. I think there's a good shot the highs in, guys. Like we saw this in the pre-market. But this one here on the 28th, no, I think it's there. I think it's there. We see it again. We see it again. So I'll be looking to exit along there if I do end up getting into a long position at a low here. What I'm looking for is like a low. There should be a sharp drop very, very shortly, like any minute actually. A pretty sharp drop into lows somewhere between now and 12 o'clock. But with that said, guys, I'm going to roll. Just a few things to let everybody know. We've got the special offer. This is a one-time deal. The last one went like within 8 hours. It was $5,000, and you get access to basically all of our subscriptions currently for lifetime. You never have to pay for any of them again, nor do you have to pay for any subscriptions moving forward. So that means that right now, if you pick this up, and you'd be the only person that did, because it'll disappear as soon as the first person picks it up, and we'll never offer it at 10,000 again. But basically what you're getting is this. Early access. You'll be getting total access, which is currently $1,000. So you already will be saving, if you want total access, you would already be saving $2,000 just on that alone in 1 year. It's like so undervalued, it's ridiculous. But we're looking to front load a little like cushion, if you will, for the business. And total access, if you're wondering what that gets you, it gets you the paid version of all of the monthlies, which currently, all of the paid monthlies that come out regularly every single month, you can count on these 6 tickers. They come out every single month. The paid version gets you the best trades, around the timing of the best trades, what to look for entry and exit in and out of those trades, price level information. But there's also one-offs, like for April, there's a theta and there's a chain link, and you would get access to those as well. And then not only that, but you also get access to all of the paid versions of the 1 year. So whenever somebody orders a 1 year report, whenever somebody orders a custom report right here, you get access to the paid version of that when it comes out. Or already you would have access to the paid version of any of these 1 years. There's a bunch of 1 years coming out over the next week. Well more than like, should come out regularly in like a one month with a subscription, but they just come out sporadically. So there's a bunch, all of these tickers, you get the paid version, and any that come out in the future. But not just that, any additional subscriptions that we haven't created yet, you would also get lifetime to that. So this is something that's grandfathered into the future as a special thank you for somebody that throws that to us, because that's a huge assistance in our development. Just like the ultimate subscriber who did that the first time in less than 8 hours, actually. So we actually did it twice. I have to tell you guys, we did it twice. So somebody bought it in less than 8 hours. Somebody bought it in less than 8 hours. It disappeared, and then my biggest angels emailed me and they said, "Hey, is it gone? We were gonna buy it right now." And I mean, they were my biggest angel investors. I'm never gonna say no to them. Like, they're awesome. They're like my heroes. So I let them have it too. FYI. So that's how much demand there was for it. In 8 hours, we made $10,000 selling it. And that was at a lower price level. And we didn't even have this subscription. We didn't even have total access yet. All right, guys. So with that said, I'm going to roll. Thank you all so much for supporting us. And you know where to go. You know what to do. Blessings to all my angel investors following that rule of karma. I'll see you guys on our Discord channel. See you all later. To the rest of you. Peace.